A large part of my job is listening. Just about every day I hear from Arkansans who tell me how important a federal program is for their family. These aren't Wall Street bankers or high-paid lobbyists. They're folks like you and me, people who care about their communities and the ones they love. Veterans, children, and people afflicted with a disabling disease. Their sincerity and passion for helping others reminds me of what makes America great. Unfortunately, we have a Pac-Man problem. Now, I'm sure you know Pac-Man, the video game icon who burst onto the scene in 1980 and is among the highest grossing video games of all time. He's famous for eating Pac-Dots, power pellets, and Ghost. But when you look at a chart of what our government spends its money on, you'll see why we have a Pac-Man problem.
There are two types of federal spending. First, mandatory spending, or autopilot spending, describes the amount of money that is automatically spent each year on things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and interest on the debt. Congress doesn't approve this spending, it's automatic. Second, discretionary spending is controlled by Congress, and most federal programs are funded through annual appropriations bills passed by Congress. Stuff like education, defense, agriculture, labor, medical research, transportation, and veterans health care. In 1970, autopilot spending accounted for only 42% of all federal spending. In 2012, it accounted for 64%, and less than 3 decades from now, it's going to account for over 3/4 of all federal spending.
As you can see, Pac-Man's mouth is closing. But instead of chomping down on Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde, Pac-Man has taken a bite out of the budget for bridges, the Pentagon, and cancer research. That's why House Republicans are leading the effort to reverse this problem. Our plan is a smart, fair approach to save Medicare and protect Social Security. It's a balanced solution. It makes sure Washington's one-size-fits-all way of doing things doesn't swallow up everything else. Our plan will strengthen our communities and propel economic growth naturally and organically from the bottom up in communities around the country. Pac-Man's a great arcade game, but there's no second life if we fail to address America's Pac-Man pay-for problem.
Thankfully, the game is not yet over. Learn more about the House plan at griffin.house.gov/Pac-Man.